Hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of Find Out What's in Pelenta's Forest. So grab yourself a glass of water or a cup of tea and spend the next few minutes with me. And like I always tell you, don't believe everything you hear and check your facts, do your own research. What that really means is, don't believe every word I say. Check it out for yourself. Don't you want to know what my butterflies are saying? I think you do. Don't you want to know what my butterflies are talking? This is Find Out What's in My Forest. I just lost a butterfly. Dag nabbit. It's over there. Should I get up and go get it? I think I will. I'll be right back. Don't believe everything you hear and check your facts. Do your own research. What that means is, when the butterflies are flying, you better go and catch them. Don't you want to know? Okay. Anyway, whoo! That made me hot. I need a man to fan me. Oh my goodness. It's getting hot in here. Okay. Well, I guess that was perfect. It is hot in here. And I'm going to tell you why. The headline read, "These are the worst of times." Well, actually, that's not funny. Because these are kind of the worst of times. Kind of, sort of. But check this out. This is the headline. It says, America no longer sees Kim Jong-un as a joke. And I'm going to tell you why. What it says is, commentators laughed last year when a photograph emerged of Kim Jong-un standing next to an orb, which a North Korean newspaper stated was a miniature nuclear weapon. Well, what he said was, "That's a weird looking disco ball." That's what he joked on Twitter. Well, not many are laughing anymore. Well, on a Tuesday in Washington, a reporter that a U.S. intelligence assessment concluded North Korea has successfully produced a miniaturized nuclear warhead. Well, this disclosure rapidly intensified an already standoff with the rogue nation. Well, soon after that, a report came out that our now president, Donald Trump, warned Kim Jong-un against making any further threats. And he said North Korea will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen. Now, whether Kim Jong-un truly possesses the ability, we don't know. But check this out. This article is from August of this year. And he has done plenty more since then. So, without further ado, I'm going to let that resonate with you for a bit. And I'm going to show you a picture that'll make you smile. with the caption, North Korea's missile warheads, nuclear threats, anger Trump. So, look at this picture. Check this picture out. This is Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, with all due respect. Okay, you see his face? All right. Now, I'm going to show you Kim Jong-un. Can you see that? Now look at his face. Doesn't he look like a relatively calm man? He doesn't look like he's easy to anger or anything. And now I'm going to read this to you. Sinead O'Connor pleads for help. Sinead O'Connor emotionally pleaded for help from her family and opened up about her mental illness in a Facebook video posted from a New Jersey motel she had been living in. And you know what's weird about that? And I'm going to tell you. Because mental illness is a very real illness. It's no laughing matter, and I'm not making jokes right now. It's no laughing matter. It's very serious, and it's often a very lonely illness, and it's a very sad place to be. Now, I'm not implying anything here. I'm just going to show you these two pictures. I'm just going to say, now you see these two pictures here? Now, I think it's very interesting that the people that actually need help for mental illness never, ever, ever stand up and say, please help me because I have mental illness. I'm not implying anything. I'm just going to let y'all figure that out. So today, we're going to be talking about sickle cell anemia. And if you don't know what that is, sickle cell anemia is an inherited form of anemia. It is a condition in which there aren't enough healthy red blood cells to carry adequate oxygen throughout your body. Normally, your red blood cells are flexible and round, and they move easily through your blood vessels. But in sickle cell anemia, the red blood cells become rigid and sticky, and they are shaped like sickles or crescent moons. Now, these irregularly shaped cells can get stuck in small blood vessels, which can slow or block blood flow and oxygen to parts of your body. Now, there is no cure for most people with sickle cell anemia, but treatments can relieve pain and help prevent problems associated with the disease. Now, here are some symptoms and causes. Now, signs and symptoms of sickle cell anemia vary from person to person, and they change over time. Now, this includes anemia. Now, sickle cells actually break apart easily and die, leaving you without enough red blood cells. Now, red blood cells usually live for about 120 days before they need to be replaced. Now, this is interesting because you would think that your blood cells just live forever, but they actually recycle themselves, as you just heard. They live for 120 days before they need to be replaced. But sickle cells usually die in 10 to 20 days, leaving a shortage of red blood cells, which is anemia. Now, without enough red blood cells, your body can't get the oxygen it needs to feel energized, causing fatigue. And there's also episodes of pain. You have periodic episodes of pain called crises. Now, there are major symptoms of sickle cell anemia. The pain develops when sickle cell-shaped red blood cells block blood flow through tiny blood vessels to your chest, abdomen, and your joints. So the pain can also occur in your bones. And those of you that suffer from chronic pain, just regular old chronic pain, yes, there's regular chronic pain. It is the worst. So the pain varies in intensity, and it can last for a few hours or a few weeks. Now, some people have only a few episodes of pain, but others have a dozen or more a year, which lots of times can send you to the hospital. And not just send you to the hospital, it can put you in the hospital. Now, some adolescents and adults with sickle cell anemia also have chronic pain, which can result from bone and joint damage. It can also lead to ulcers and other causes. You have painful swelling of hands and feet. This swelling can also be caused by the sickle-shaped red blood cells that are blocking the blood flow to your hands and feet. Another thing, you have frequent infections. The sickle cell can damage your organs that actually fight the infection, like your spleen. I have a friend that actually lost their spleen because of sickle cell damage. And when you lose your spleen, it leaves you more vulnerable to infection. Now, doctors commonly give infants and children with sickle cell anemia vaccinations and antibiotics to prevent potentially life-threatening infections such as pneumonia. Okay? It also causes delayed growth. Now, red blood cells provide your body with oxygen and nutrients that you need for growth. A shortage of healthy red blood cells can slow growth in infants and children, and it can also delay puberty in teenagers. You have vision problems. Tiny blood vessels that supply your eyes may become plugged with sickle cells. This damage to the retina and the portion of the eye that processes visual images can lead to vision problems. Now let's talk about when to see your doctor. First of all, and I say this on all of my healthy videos or my medical videos, whenever you feel weird, you don't have to be a hypochondriac, but listen, when you feel something odd and you know something is out of the ordinary, just go to the doctor. It doesn't hurt to go to the doctor and say, hey, I got a lump right here that hasn't gone away, or I'm itching and I've taken the Benadryl and it's not helping. I'm taking Motrin and it's not helping. You know, your doctor is there to help you. I say this all the time. Go to your doctor and get yourself checked out, because what's bugging you in January that you get checked out in January could be a January problem that's gone in January. You hear me? Okay? When you go in September for a January problem, September might be too late. All right? So go to the doctor. Don't be afraid. The early bird catches the worm. The early bird catches the problem. All right? So get yourself checked out. You know, although sickle cell anemia is usually diagnosed in infancy, sometimes it's not caught until you're an adult. So if you have unexplained episodes of severe pain, such as in the abdomen, the chest, bones, or joints, you know, swelling in the hands or feet, abdominal swelling, you know, fever. People with sickle cell anemia often have increased risk of infection. And a constant fever is the first sign of infection. Pale skin, your nails, yellow tint, whites of the eyes, signs and symptoms, of strokes. You notice one side paralysis, weakness, your legs, confusion, trouble walking, talking, things like that, headache, unexplained numbness. You need to call 911 right away and get your butt to a doctor. And some of the causes, they say that the sickle cell anemia is actually caused by a mutation. Isn't that crazy? I'm not trying to make light of this because it's not funny, but it's like as soon as you hear the word mutation, mutants, you automatically, well, at least I do, I start thinking of like the X-Men, like mutants. What the heck? But sickle cell anemia is caused by a mutation in the gene that tells your body to make the red, iron-rich compound that gives blood its red color. Hemoglobin allows red cells to carry oxygen from your lungs to all parts of your body. Now, in sickle cell anemia, the abnormal hemoglobin causes red blood cells to become rigid, sticky, and misshapen. So the sickle cell gene is passed from generation to generation in a pattern of inheritance called autosomal recessive inheritance. This means that both the mother and the father must pass on the defective form of the gene for a child to be affected. So if only one parent passes the sickle cell gene to the child, that child will have to have the sickle cell trait. With one normal hemoglobin gene and one defective form of the gene, people with the sickle cell trait make both normal hemoglobin and sickle cell hemoglobin. Okay? So their blood might contain some sickle cells, but they don't generally have symptoms. But they are carriers of the disease, which means they can pass the gene to their children. So here are some risk factors. For a baby to be born with sickle cell anemia, both parents must carry a sickle cell gene. Now, in the United States, it most commonly affects Black people. But sickle cell anemia can lead to a host of complications, including stroke, acute chest syndrome, pulmonary hypertension, organ damage, blindness, leg ulcers, gallstones, and everything else under the sun. So, like I'm saying, when you feel weird or you think something is going on with your body, don't be afraid. Actually, you can be afraid, but don't not go to the doctor because you're afraid. Get yourselves checked out, because the sooner you go and find out what's going on with you, the better your chances are of getting cured. If you wait, it might be too late, okay? So, moving on to these god-awful storms and hurricanes. One thing I want to talk about super duper quick is the eclipse. A lot of people are talking about the eclipse and all of these hurricanes and earthquakes and floods and things that are going on. A lot of people are feeling that the eclipse has been prophetic with all these disasters in the world. And some scientists are saying that it's a bunch of hogwash, because if you live in a fire zone, a flood zone, a hurricane zone, or earthquake zone, that's what you're going to get. Other people are saying, no way, SHI blank blank is jumping off. Other people are saying that something major is supposed to be happening on September 23rd because we've turned our backs on Jerusalem and Israel and the Bible and all kinds of other stuff. So you can go on YouTube and find all these videos about what's supposed to be happening on September 23rd. People are heading up north. Everybody's going to a safe zone in the whole 9 yards. I personally think that if all the poop is getting ready to hit the fan, there really is no safe place except for in your Lord Jesus Christ, Allah, Buddha, Muhammad, whoever you believe in. If you believe that the Great Pumpkin or Charlie Brown is your creator and your savior, then that's who you better pray to. Because just like a tornado zipping through a town, no matter how horrific that tornado is, there's always going to be 1 or 2 houses left standing. So no matter where you run for cover, there is always going to be some place that's left standing. And if you are meant to be here, and if you are meant to survive, it doesn't matter where you go for cover. You could be standing in your own backyard and fall and hit your head and be dead. So it does not matter, people, if you run up north to hide or if you go down to your underground bunker. If it is meant for you to survive, and if you are supposed to be here and be a part of this story and a part of this journey, that's where you're going to be. Okay, so the only thing I can suggest to you is you better get right or get left. And you know how I like to show you beautiful pictures? Well, this here is an old picture. This is actually from May that I found looking through my newspapers. And it's Peacock Strutting Time in Nebraska. And this peacock was so big, the photographer couldn't even get his beautiful self in the whole picture. So I'm going to zoom in and show you this. But this is a beautiful, beautiful peacock strutting his stuff. I just wanted to share that with you and end the show on a beautiful note. I thought that was absolutely gorgeous. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. And as usual, I am so very grateful for everything. Pray for all the people that are suffering with this Harvey. And now you got Irma cruising in. She wants a piece of the action. And you got Carlos, Carlito, Juanito, Chiquita, Bonita. You got everybody else coming in that wants to have a little action tearing up the world as well. So you can buy my book. It's available at all bookstores. I'm grateful for you. Be nice to your fellow neighbor. Be nice to people, because you never know when you're going to have to ask somebody for a favor while you're out spinning around being a jerk. So be kind to somebody. Be kind to everybody, because karma is real. The very person you were just mean and nasty to, an emergency might happen, and you may have to turn around and ask that person for a favor. So be nice, people. God bless.